dude, I don't trust that. That's gross. Reuse chopsticks.
Yeah, that
And I
is
was like,
really gross.
I don't like that idea. But then again, we do it with knives and forks and spoons at every restaurant. Welcome to the Bro What If podcast. Two idiots and their microphones. Okay. Welcome to the Bro What If podcast. I'm Alan. This is Wyatt.
Hello.
And then we're going to talk about today if you could only use one for the rest of your life and you couldn't use the other. Would it be a spoon or a fork?
Spoon or fork? Do we have parameters? Like no sporks, right?
No sporks.
No spokes. Oh,
Spoon
no
or fork?
sporks.
I mean, you have access to knife and all the other
Okay.
stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But spoon or fork for the rest of your life. And
What about chopsticks?
no, we're just talking about spoon or fork.
Right, but could we use chopsticks?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, cool.
This
I'm
is the
picking
only
spoon.
thing. So my initial reaction is spoon because I prefer a spoon most of the time. It's background, right? So
Weird.
like Filipino food is like soupy
That's a good point.
and
I
rice,
prefer
and it's like a shovel,
right.
right? But I don't eat a ton of Filipino food anymore.
I prefer a fork, but if I have chopsticks, because we use chopsticks in the woods because we just cut a limb off a tree and just use it for chopsticks,
Yeah.
so we don't have to carry silverware around.
Well, it depends on the
If you're-
meal, right? Like
Yeah,
most of the
that's a good
times
point.
I will use a spoon when my family's using a fork unless I have to cut something. Like if we're eating steak, obviously I'm going with fork, and then I'm not as efficient when I'm like eating my rice or whatever else. And sometimes too with like, let's say you're doing like, broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have the fork. It's better to eat vegetables sometimes with a fork.
Yeah, but that's why you have chopsticks.
Okay, but here's the deal now.
Here's the deal.
Wait, so which one are you going with?
I'm gonna go spoon
I'm
to
leaning.
start out with.
I started leaning to fork for convenience overall, but then I started thinking about soups and like ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Cereal.
I don't eat cereal.
I eat cereal. It's
I don't remember
delicious.
dude, I probably hadn't bought a box of cereal in a decade or more.
I only eat cereal over Christmas because that's what we get for our Christmas presents.
When
because
I
we
was at
never
your
ate it.
parents' house, they had Captain Crunch and I ate it. It was so good.
It's so good, isn't it?
It
Like
was
you
so
have
good.
it that one time a year where you're just like, oh my goodness, I needed that today.
Like, I think I had it 2 nights in a row,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, oh man, I miss this, but I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah. So I grew up a little on the poorer side, and we
Me
didn't
too.
buy cereal unless it was like a special occasion. So we got presents as cereal boxes for like an extra like, oh yeah, cool, we got cereal for a present in our stockings. It was awesome. So like I only have cereal during Christmas now.
We had cereal a bunch, but it was like on sale, or my mom had a coupon, or sometimes we bought off-brand stuff like that. But like, I had a lot of cereal as a kid, is just out of convenience.
Yeah, we didn't.
But Captain Crunch is still good.
We grew like a different kind of poor than what you grew up, a different kind of poor.
You-
We grew up like a homesteading type poor.
Yeah, I grew up like my parents didn't have enough money and were bad with finances, poor,
Yeah.
and we lived in crappy houses and stuff like that. Like, yeah, different. You built your house.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in a trailer when I was really young.
I lived in a trailer too for about 5 years,
Yeah.
like a camper.
Oh, yeah, that's not a trailer.
Yeah, no, we lived in like a fifth wheel for
We
about
lived
5
in like a
years.
single wide, I'm pretty sure, when we first moved. Yeah, it was rough,
Yeah.
like when I was younger. Well, I mean, it's still, I loved living on base because then your housing was great.
That's
Well,
a good
at
point.
least for me at the time. I think
Mhm.
the housing now would suck. But
I don't know.
no,
But
where I am in life, yes, the housing
Oh,
would suck
yes,
for me
yes,
to go
correct.
to there.
Yeah.
But like growing up, I loved living on base because it was nicer than anything we ever lived in off base. Okay,
Right.
back to
That- okay.
spoons and forks.
Got it. Sorry, we went on like
Okay, but what do you do with steak?
I usually use a fork unless I,
I know, but you're going with spoon, so you cannot use a fork. What are you gonna do with steak?
use chopsticks.
How? How are you gonna cut it?
Unless I'm cutting it with like, because when I cook steak, I have a skillet, so I usually cut mine into like little squares, so it's easier to cook and it cooks faster. And then I could grab chopsticks.
Okay, we go to a nice steak dinner.
Nice
You're
steak
not
dinner.
cooking it, and you can't use a
I
fork.
can't use a fork. Probably would just honestly stab the knife with it and then just use it as like and just tear it. Full on. I might just go full on caveman at this point.
I've tried. It's annoying to eat a steak that way.
Oh, it is.
Like bite, and then you're gonna look like an idiot at the
more
restaurant.
than likely, that's fine.
But then ice cream and stuff. Okay. I'm still leaning fork.
Do you use a fork for rice or a spoon for rice?
Oh, it's better with a spoon. Way
It
better.
is. Mm-hmm.
Like Asian food in general, right?
Right.
Way better with a spoon.
Honestly, I only have like 2 forks at my house right now.
So okay, because I grab a spoon for everything unless I have to cut something. That's pretty much. Or I have vegetables that like don't do well with a spoon, so it's usually cutting involved. Man, so is it worth it? I don't know if it's worth it for strictly cutting.
For a fork or for a spoon?
For a fork.
Honestly, if you really had to, you could not cut with the spoon, but you could hold your stuff down.
Yeah, I
with the
thought
spoon.
about that too. Like I could just hold it
Unless you get a plastic
and then
spoon,
pre-cut.
then you're
But
screwed.
I really do enjoy like taking like one cut at a time on a steak. Like I don't want to pre-cut my steak, like the whole thing,
That's a good point.
right? Because then it also
I only
feel-
pre-cut mine because it cooks like 10 times faster.
Yeah, but it's not as good.
It's not as good, but I'm lazy and I'd rather not sit in front of my stove for 12 minutes. However long it takes to cook a
Holy
steak.
crap! It only takes you cook for 12, dude. So many times I'm cooking a meal, it's like an hour and a half.
I'm on a skillet, so like it's super fast and it's annoying
Yeah.
because I always either undercook it or overcook it. So that's why I cut it up so it doesn't matter.
You need a thermometer.
I know, but they're expensive.
They are expensive.
I'm still gonna go spoon though.
Spoon?
Mm-hmm. Is there anything I could just travel with chopsticks? Like there's people with like actual chopstick cases and they keep them in their back pocket. They just go everywhere with chopsticks.
That's weird.
It is kind of weird, but
Super weird.
if I'm not using a fork, I'm gonna carry chopsticks around.
Because I could fix the vegetable thing with chopsticks. I could fix a lot of things with chopsticks, just not cutting a steak.
Do Asian people even have forks?
It depends on the type of Asian you are. Like people,
I'm thinking
dude,
like
you know how
sushi.
many people like when I like because I'm good with
I'm
chopsticks.
thinking like China and Japan.
Like I'm freaking awesome with chopsticks.
Yeah, I love
And then
chopsticks.
people are like, "Of course you're good with chopsticks. You're half Asian." I'm like, "Wrong Asian, bro." Like my kind of Asian is we use hands.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like spoons. I mean, they use. Yeah, it's like hardcore. I
Okay,
remember eating
so Japanese people, do they have forks?
chopsticks.
They have chopsticks.
Yeah, they have forks now. I don't know when they had forks.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like it depends on what kind of food you're eating.
Yeah, no.
Because if
I mean,
I'm
it all
strictly
depends,
eating
right?
like chopstick type food, I wouldn't even carry a spoon around.
When did Japanese people get forks? Like, who invented a fork?
I'm assuming England.
Okay, this is Quora. Quora. I don't know if that's right or not.
I know England invented
It said
the
Chinese
fork.
used forks and knives 3,800 years ago,
Holy crap.
which I don't know if England did then. When did Asians start using forks?
What's the 2-prong fork called?
I guess it's still a fork. These 2-pronged forks were used during the Bronze Age, 2400 BC. So yeah, like what is that? That's like over 4,000 years ago. What culture first used forks? Although the first forks were used in ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome, the 2-tine instruments were used only as cooking tools at the time. Until the Middle Ages, a smaller version was used by wealthy families in the Middle East and the Byzantine Empire. Huh.
Interesting.
And actually is an eating utensil, almost certainly the fork, even in China. Forks came before chopsticks.
Really?
Yeah. Before that, probably hands.
That seems odd, though.
I don't know. That's crazy.
That is great. Yeah. Would have never guessed that forks came before chopsticks.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that either because I would have assumed you'd have to make forks out of metal. And then you'd have to be at
Well, they
least...
have wooden forks. It just take longer.
But for a fork to actually work properly and you like poke stuff, well, that's why they were big to begin with, right? They were cooking utensils,
Right.
probably like flipping meat
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and they were much bigger version.
Right.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go spoon, and then I guess I'll just hold my steak while I cut it with a knife.
That'd work. I'm gonna go spoon and carry on chopsticks.
I'm not gonna carry around chopsticks, but I always have them at my house. I always grab extra when I get sushi somewhere.
Oh, I just bought my own personal chopsticks.
I don't like them. They get are they skinny in the end, like pointy,
No.
or are they rounded ones?
No, they're like normal sushi chopsticks.
Like the wood ones.
Yeah.
See, I have chopsticks at home. I've had multiple pairs of chopsticks. They're always like the really pointy ones, and I hate the really pointy ones. I like the blunt ones.
No, they're like this big. Or maybe this big.
Yeah.
They're made for ramen. And so they have like serration on the ends of them, so the ramen stays on the fork or on the chopstick.
That sounds like cheating.
I don't know. My mom, I got it for Christmas. I love those chopsticks. So
They're serrated chopsticks?
Yeah.
Do they rub your lips weird when you pull it out?
no, no.
You said there's serrations on them. How you don't feel
Well, they're not
them?
no, you don't feel the serrations.
That's weird.
Like it's like
Are they ribbed for your pleasure?
no, they're not ribbed for my pleasure.
As you pull the chopsticks out of your mouth, does it go like boom, 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 boom?
No, but it does suck to watch chopsticks though.
Yeah, I don't want to wash them.
Like washing chopsticks in a dishwasher is horrible.
Joey and I went to a restaurant where they had reusable chopsticks. Or was that me and you?
That was
Were
I
we
think
in
that was
Vegas?
both of us. Yeah. Because we were with Joey, and then we've seen him in Vegas too.
Yeah, and then but he was the one that was like, "Dude, I don't trust that. That's gross. Reuse chopsticks."
Yeah, that
And I
is
was like,
that is
"Oh,
really
yeah.
gross.
I don't like that idea. But then again, we do it with knives and forks and spoons at every restaurant. And
Yeah, but that's metal. Like the ones that they had, they were pretty plasticky.
yeah,
Like if they had a metal one, maybe.
I think it'd be weird to have metal ones. Like the mouthfeel of a metal chopstick.
It would be super weird. Well, we put forks in our mouth, so
I
would it
know,
matter?
But like, I'm always used to wooden chopsticks.
Right.
What's funny is chopsticks don't bother me, but like, I mean, you know when you eat a popsicle and
Mhm.
like the popsicle stick on your tongue, I hate that feeling.
Yeah, because they give you splinters.
Well, not even splinter, just the mouthfeel of it is gross to me. Like
Is it because chopsticks are stained?
well, the regular ones aren't. Like the cheap ones you use at the grocery store, or not the grocery
Oh.
store. Like when you go
Like
to the restaurant,
restaurants?
you snap them in half. Those aren't stained. Those are just bare wood.
Yeah, I think they're sand different though. 'Cause like chopsticks, I mean, popsicle sticks, they're not really.
They
I
feel
don't think they're
grippy.
made to hold.
They're not, but
That-
they feel like
yeah.
grippy on your tongue, and it's a weird texture, and it
Yeah,
like, I don't know, it's like nails on a chalkboard for me.
correct.
Like
I
that
don't
feeling.
think popsicle sticks is the correct name for them, anyways.
What are they?
I don't think they were ever used for popsicles.
No, they're in every popsicle.
I know. I don't think they started out that way.
No, they probably weren't. I think they were a tongue depressor, but it's still a popsicle stick.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't know.
Or maybe I don't
I
like it
haven't had
because
a-
of tongue depressors.
That could be why.
Because it's gross. Like a dry popsicle stick on your tongue. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
What I hated having the little was it Bluebell that had the little wood it's from that. You know, the little blue
The little blue spoon.
the little scoop that's wooden in your ice cream.
Yes.
And it would like rub on your tongue.
Yes.
I hate that
That's
spoon.
what it is.
That spoon's gross.
Mm-hmm. And it tastes gross. It's like doesn't even taste like real wood.
It's weird.
It's like
it makes your ice cream worse.
yeah, it's like glued
I don't know what it is, but it sucks.
particle board. I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah. Okay. So, what would you, if you never ever could use one again, are you only going with spoon? Or are you going with fork? Let us know.
Have a good day.
Talk to y'all later. Bye.